Hello everyone, Fanta here. You're watching FANTAVISION, and today we are discussing how even GameStop's own Reddit, that's right, the platform that has banned Camelot 331 from even being mentioned, the place that continually defends this corporation that has time and time again screwed over the people that care about it and work there. This is the place where all of the GameStop fanboys reside. Usually. However, recently I have noticed a huge uptick in posts about how much they just hate working there. And today, specifically, we're going to be talking about how employees feel like they have handled the virus, how GameStop has handled the fact that we are in a different time right now and they need to be addressing things properly. Before we start looking into these people's posts, of course, leave a thumbs up, really does help a lot, and subscribe because we're getting really close to 50K. So I know all the talk about the pandemic and COVID is just frustrating as hell, but it is interesting to look at it from the retail worker perspective because there's a lot of people that aren't thinking of them, they're just thinking about, oh, it's inconvenient for me. Yeah, it is. It definitely is, and I hate it. But for these people, they have to wear this mask 8 hours a day. They have to deal with people that are a lot more on edge than normal. I'm going to do a whole nother video about how customers are just losing their minds and being even worse than normal. Because whenever the customers are stressed out, who can they take it out on? They can't take it out on their family, they'll get in trouble. They can't take it out on coworkers, they'll get in trouble. So who do they take it out on? They take it on the retail workers, which is what we're seeing a lot on GameStop's subreddit. We're seeing a lot of people coming in and just being terrible to these poor people. So let's take a look at what exactly GameStop employees think about how the company has handled this whole situation. So as of July 27th, it is a requirement to have a mask in GameStop. As the text says, I guess we got a GSO message saying it would be required to wear a mask to shop at GameStop. But the message also says we can't force customers to leave if they don't have a mask. We have to finish their transaction as quickly as possible. I no longer feel safe working at GameStop. Employees feeling like they're in an unsafe work environment is a very common trend we're going to be seeing today, because the thing about all these different stores, including Walmart, including Best Buy, including pretty much everywhere, you have to have a mask to shop there. And it's plastered all over the door. It's made very apparent that that is what you should be doing. Everyone in there that is working there is wearing a mask, and 99% of customers are as well. But there is that 1% that is not only not wearing a mask, but they are also getting violent with people. I don't care what your opinion is on whether masks work or not, or any political bullshit. We're talking about people getting violent over somebody doing their job. And that is exactly why GameStop is doing the same thing. They don't want to be held responsible for their employees being attacked. And that's where we're at, folks. We have to worry about being attacked just because you are doing your job, just because you are enforcing the rules, the store policy. You're getting attacked, verbally abused, yelled at, in some cases shot at. I mean, I've talked about this before, but this is ridiculous. The fact that a store policy is such a big deal to people to not follow that they will go out of their way to harm people. I don't get it. It's again that problem with them looking down on retail employees like they're not their equals. Frustrated. I don't know if I can do this anymore. This virus has already been a horrible toll on my mental health, but feeling unsafe coming to work and feeling like the company doesn't care makes it even worse. Yet, I feel almost pressured to keep coming in. I don't know what to do. I want to leave when everything first started and GameStop showed their indifference, but I felt guilty. I feel so stuck. Regardless of the masks, the hand sanitizer, whatever, I don't feel safe. If it's not people coming in without masks, trading in their gross games, why the hell are we doing trade-ins again? It's people coming in and acting like babies because we don't have the system or controller they want. There we are again, with this same sentiment of feeling unsafe, the same feeling of dread, and how much this whole thing has really been a huge mental toll on a lot of people. And this poster brought up the fact that GameStop didn't care and that made it even worse. I get that. If your company doesn't care about you, I mean, how would that make you feel? When you're in this sort of scenario where the company needs to care as much as possible and needs to put the health and safety of their employees first, when you see them not do that and not care and only want profit, that has got to be so disheartening and make you feel even less safe. How can you trust the hand sanitizer they're sending you when they obviously have shown that they don't care in the past? And again, we're seeing this mention of customers just being babies. Customers, oh, they're so angry because you don't have something in stock because apparently that's your fault. It doesn't make sense to me that people will continue to do this, but that's what we're going to see a lot. We're going to see this a lot in the future. We're going to see this a lot as this virus continues to run rampant. The worse things get, the worse people are to retail workers, and that's what we're seeing here. Add another big box to the list. Will we follow their lead? Doubtful. And this is an article discussing Target joins Walmart in closing its doors on Thanksgiving Day. On Monday, the retailer announced that it will not be open on Thanksgiving Day or jumpstart Black Friday sales this year due to the ongoing pandemic. So far, as of the filming of this episode, GameStop has not announced that they will be closed on Thanksgiving this year. Best Buy has done it, Walmart has done it, Target has done it, but with these doubts, I doubt we'll be doing the same. I'm doubtful we're going to follow their lead. That just shows how jaded these employees are towards the company and how desperate GameStop is to get a little bit more profit. And I think this doubt is well founded because even though GameStop followed the trend to make Black Friday earlier and put it on Thanksgiving, I don't know that they're going to follow the trend the other way. GameStop might see this as an opportunity to be the only game store open that day, thus getting lots and lots of sales. I don't quite know where the GameStop corporate head is at, where their mind space is, but I feel like since they just lost $100 million plus $200 million, just an insane amount of money. They're not doing well. They might keep it open that day just to secure those sales, just to try to pad their bottom line, even though I still feel like it wouldn't make that much of a difference. I think people are just going to want to stay home on Thanksgiving regardless because all those other major stores aren't open. A lot of people are going to assume that GameStop isn't open, or there will be a lot of people like me that would go out of their way to just not shop there at all, to not support that business practice. But here we are again. I mean, we're seeing these employees just so disillusioned with the company because of how many times they've let them down at this point. How are we still open to the public? So I work in a store in California now with the highest total COVID cases of any state, and I'm literally so confused how at this point, with no major release on the horizon, how we're still open to the public. How have we not moved back to the safer delivery at door system? Like, it's already an absolute fight with people to get them to wear the mandatory mask, but then they come in and bitch about us not having anything, having no awareness as to why that might be as they pull a mask over their face. It's just frustrating. Like, we could be doing the same amount of business if people did their shopping research before they drove to the store. I get this will probably never happen, but I just needed to vent. Because at this point, every day at work seems like spinning the chamber and hoping I don't shoot myself with getting the virus. GameStop can still sell things at the door. They can still make it a safe experience. I mean, recently, I was just picking up pizza at Domino's. They don't even let you in the lobby. There are lots of different restaurants that do not allow you in the lobby. I don't think Chick-fil-A does. A lot of In-N-Outs aren't. There's so many of these different places that don't let you in the lobby. And these are places where you're not really even touching anything. Because GameStop is so unique in the fact that you, everyone else, the employees, they're all touching everything and all the cases, and they're moving them around, and you're moving them around, and you're looking at all the different games, and you're getting trade-ins of dirty, disease-filled games. I mean, it is one of the worst places to have open right now when it comes to a pandemic. Shipping is really slow for a lot of places. I've had some orders through UPS that have taken for absolutely ever, And that's because everything is just not working how it should be. It is not a normal time right now. That's why he's saying, you're asking why we don't have things and you're putting a mask on. Are you kidding me right now? There's so many people that act like right now is just completely normal. And it's so frustrating. I feel so bad for these people that have to deal with them on a daily basis. And then again, the common theme of not feeling safe. If they had just done the door delivery service again and people could just buy things online and pick it up at the store, you'd be eliminating so many different issues. There'd be a lot more people that feel safe. The comments down below in a lot of these, this one's perfect. This comment of saying it's because the higher ups do not have to deal with the public. They don't have to worry about it. So they don't care if you do because you're not them. No idea what to do. I've recently reopened and after 2 weeks, they've dropped me down to the new normal of 79 hours. I honestly have no idea how other store leaders are doing it. On some days, I'm putting in single coverage and I just feel at my wit's end and want to quit. So not only is GameStop open right now to the public, not only are people feeling unsafe in this work environment and dealing with more angry customers than normal, they also have to deal with less hours due to cost-cutting measures coming from GameStop desperately trying to generate as much money as possible through any means necessary. And that's what's going on with these hours. That's why there's going to be so many different managers that have to work by themselves. And I mean, they're not even getting a break now. So their mental health, their physical health, because they're in there all the time. They have no time off. They're constantly working. It's a recipe for disaster. And there's so many comments. There's so many comments below these. Nobody's defending GameStop from what I can see. Nobody. I mean, this guy says, I mean, fuck him. The last 2 weeks of his employment, he just slacked off. Screw corporate. And that's the sentiment that everybody is having now. And do you remember how I said they'd save GameStop? Do you remember that plan that was put together by those new board members and how they needed to work from the ground up when it came to employees? They mentioned the jaded employees. They mentioned how often there are negative reviews of the company by their own employees. And that's exactly what we're seeing here now. It was already very prevalent, and that was one of the things they needed to do to save the company. They needed their employees to care. And to make their employees care, they have to care about their employees. And they're not doing that. Obviously. And because they don't care, their employees are not caring anymore. They're just not. If they're not going to care about us, I'm not going to care about them. I'm going to put in the bare minimum amount of effort. I am going to say, screw you. I'm not dealing with your BS. And as much as GameStop has been leaked now that they're pushing the goals higher, they are raising the goal line for people, making people hit insane numbers. So, okay. We'll do a wrap up of all the things that they're dealing with at the end of this video, but it's just insane. Let's make a bet. I bet GameStop will not close again unless your state requires it. They will not have learned their lesson from the first time, the PR fallout, and would rather see a few die than lose a few $1,000s in sales. And if I'm wrong, I'll grab a phone book. I don't quite get the phone book part, but this is just more jaded employees that are just sick and tired with how GameStop just doesn't care about their safety, told them to use plastic bags as gloves. My worst was when I had to deal with the district manager in the store all the time and them breathing down our necks about numbers. Now they have to deal with that. Okay, so new giant numbers that just came down the pipeline, and if you don't hit them, you're fired. Less hours, so lots of people are probably struggling to get as much money as before, so people are losing money, and managers are having to work more than ever. They're dealing with people that are even angrier than normal because not only are they stressed at home, they're stressed as they're out and about, they're just not comfortable at all, and they're taking that anger out on the employees. Their inventory is not being replenished as quickly because shipments aren't coming in and trade-ins aren't as prevalent because people are not going there. Number 5, they have to deal with the fact that GameStop has reopened the store completely again, even though they should still be closed. They should still be closed and just doing at-the-door work. Even during the time of chip-at-door / at-door service, I had people messaging me that they were busier than ever. They had tons of people showing up and they were making lots of money. And along with all of this, there are staffing shortages. Lots of people are quitting because they don't want to deal with all these different things that I've listed. My local GameStop was closed for a day, maybe more than one day, because of staffing shortages. They are losing so many people. I've never seen GameStop in such bad shape when it comes to reputation from customers, reputation from employees, and not even being able to stay open because so many people are quitting. After the PR disaster of staying open and forcing the different police to come down and forcing the states to make laws and cities to put in different things that force businesses to stay closed or adhere to certain ways of being open, they refused and called themselves essential. I was hoping that after everyone got pissed off about that, they were in the news everywhere, they would learn their lesson, but they obviously have not. They're doing the same things again. They're treating their employees like they're expendable. And I think we're just going to see it happen again. History is going to repeat itself within a few months. We're going to see people getting pissed off, people realizing that they're open and shouldn't be. They're going to continue to erode the reputation that their employees have of the company and the customers as well. So there you go. That's just a taste of what is going on over at GameStop's subreddit, a place that used to stick up and defend GameStop for any reason whatsoever. They would defend the craziest, dumbest things that the company was doing with a very minority of people complaining. Now it's mostly people pointing out the flaws and things that the company is doing wrong. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know what you guys think about the video down below, what you guys think about what GameStop's doing. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe for more content, and as always, have a fantastic day. See you guys. Today I'm drinking Sierra Nevada's hazy little thing again. Very good. What is also very good are these streams. They're so much fun. I've been having a ton of you guys come and hang out, and if you haven't already, definitely do. They're seriously so much fun to talk to you guys and have you guys help me point out different things in these games that I never saw before, or just helping me beat the game in particular, just because Majora's Mask is a little bit confusing.